Hey, welcome back everyone. Thanks for joining me here at the Vinyl Brotherhood. Today we're going to review the latest album by the band Real Estate. I've got it right here. It's going to be a great time, so get comfortable, maybe grab yourself a nice hot beverage and we'll get started here momentarily. Thanks for coming by everyone. It's good to be covering some new music with y'all again. I know it's been a second. Today's selection is the latest album by Real Estate, titled Daniel. I'm liking this album already for a couple of reasons. One, being that I know generally what to expect from Real Estate, and it's usually very good things. And second, because my name is Daniel, and that's mostly irrelevant, but it's a great name if I do say so myself. But truly, Real Estate's distinct brand of jangly surf pop never fails to draw me in. There's a certain quality to it, an X factor if you will, and it seems like no one else is really doing it the exact same way. I've enjoyed just about everything they've done thus far, and I have a feeling that Daniel won't disappoint either. So how about we take this brand new LP over to the record player and give it a listen. We're going to start things off in our usual manner, taking a look at this beautiful album artwork. This would be what we call, I guess, worm's eye view if you were looking up in the middle of the city next to a phone booth. And on the back we have a photo of the band. The sleeve in here is pretty nice too. Like, this looks like a great studio session. No wonder the album sounds so good. And it also came with a digital code, which is nice. I feel like companies or record labels don't do that quite as often, but yeah, pretty cool stuff. Now, Real Estate are one of my go-tos when I'm wanting something lighter to calm the nerves and just take it easy. Their warm guitars, breezy vocals, and easygoing melodies just do it for me. In my opinion, they've always perfectly encapsulated that feeling, like the mellow walk along the beach in the late morning hours on a mildly cloudy day. I wouldn't say they've ever diverted much from their specific take on indie pop that they've boiled down to a science, but they have certainly presented variations, and really, as long as they're bringing well-written tunes, that's fine by me. And that they did, starting off on a high note with Somebody New. This is such a delightful indie pop song that unashamedly plays to all the band's strengths. That's not to say that it feels like a retread or a cynical attempt to meet a certain expectation, but rather it's the band painting the best picture possible with familiar colors, only this time with age and experience behind them. Their handle on melody feels effortless, and their ability to create a blissful sonic atmosphere is impressive to say the least. We're in late February right now. It's too early for this song. It's taking everything in me not to wear it out before May gets here, because I'll be needing this song come summertime. And the next couple of songs keep the album moving at a relaxed pace. Haunted World and Water Underground both seem reminiscent of material from the 70s pop giants. Haunted World suggests a slight country feel with steel guitars and cross-stick drums. I'm sure producer Daniel Tashian, I think that's how you say his name, played a big part in this, as the man has had significant experience in the country and folk genres. He was clearly the man for the job. And Water Underground embraces a classic progression on the bass guitar and piles locked in and interconnected guitars and lead vocals right on top of it. Be sure to take a moment to acknowledge how well recorded and mixed these songs are. The fidelity and tone and the clarity of the mix is just remarkable. There's enough separation between all the elements to appreciate every part and study those finer details if you're into that kind of thing. Martin Courtney's breezy vocals are just a delight to take in, and when there's room enough to hear the reverb crash and dissipate, it's such a great thing. And their clean guitar tones are too pretty to be buried in a stuffy mix, so I really like that they get to shine on this one. Towards the album's middle portion, we've got some really strong support pieces. There's country influence all over this thing, but they also branch out into other areas, leaving the surf vibe further in the rear view and further proving their versatility. Freeze Brain is a great song for fans of the 60s psychedelic pop sound, complete with dreamy keyboard flourishes, tight harmonies, and a thick bass sound. And if that's not enough to let nostalgia for the 60s flood in, Airdrop suggests a slight Baroque pop feel. Not enough to feel like a tired pastiche, but almost to prove that the bass Real Estate sound is compatible with far more than one might expect. Bassist Alex Bleeker steps up to the plate to do a lead vocal on Victoria. It's such a short and sweet little song, elevated by the country pianos and the slide. Like most songs on Daniel, it goes by quick, keeping things moving at a breezy pace, as if this were a relay race and the next track was tagging in. So you can kind of see or imagine how all these songs might complement each other. Despite a more varied palette than anything we may have heard from them on a single album before, it's all pretty cohesive. It all sounds like Real Estate, the Real Estate we know and love. Some tracks on side B didn't stick quite as easily as the first half of the record. This seems to be the case with most Real Estate albums, at least for me. They start off really strong and then start to taper off little by little, but after repeat listens, some of the tracks grew on me a bit, as to be expected. Real Estate has the occasional tendency to delve into the more esoteric side. This might have been the main thing that troubled me about their previous album, The Main Thing. What they might have intended to be innovative would more often than not read as self-indulgent or unfocused. Too often they present an interesting premise that would either overstay its welcome or just didn't have the hook to make me care all that much. They skirt that line much better on this effort, I think. They don't sacrifice any of their inherent Real Estate ingenuity, but rather than just let those mere abstract creative concepts drift off in a vague ether. It's all presented in a way that better serves the song and ultimately the album. The subtlety suits them particularly well, I think. Real Estate, they haven't set out to reinvent any wheels with this one, but Daniel finds a way to remind us why we like the wheels so much in the first place. Excuse that clumsy metaphor, but I will say, if this is your thing, you'll find plenty to enjoy here, and it's definitely my thing. I've always loved their album Atlas. Primitive is straight up one of my favorite songs ever. Does Daniel dethrone Atlas for me? Time will tell, but I don't know. This one's pretty good. We'll see. You can let me know what you think in the comments down below. But truthfully, Daniel's everything you like about Real Estate, but perhaps more focused, more fine-tuned, and in a very potent dose. And dare I say, there's even a hint of welcome optimism brought forth by a typically melancholic act. There's a maturity in realizing that there's no time to be jaded, and I think that's what they've captured here, or at least there is more of a tension that's presented between hopefulness and the usual wistfulness. And it's that maturity and experience displayed on both the lyrical and musical ends of Daniel that I think will set it apart years down the line. It plays as if it were the definite Real Estate listening experience, and if you're new to the band, it would be as good a place as any to start. And for the rest of us, we're treated to a very solid and respectable set of songs that showcase a seasoned band that are aware of their strengths but aren't quite ready to rest on their laurels. And there you have it. Sounds like a 2 thumbs up from me, but let's head on back to the living area for our final verdict, and we'll go from there. Since 2009, Real Estate has been a dependable source of refined yet understated melodies and spot-on indie pop feels. It makes sense for the band to go back to the basics and reestablish themselves with everything they've learned after The Main Thing, which I thought was good if a tad overwrought, but somehow Real Estate feels new and fresh again, in no small part because these songs are well written on a fundamental level and smartly executed. Daniel's very subtle, unapproachable, and easy listening if there ever was one, but by no means half-hearted or uninspired, and boy does it just hit the spot. Daniel, the 6th album by Real Estate, gets an enthusiastic 7.5 out of 10 from the Vinyl Brotherhood. You'll want it close by as we approach the spring months, but those are our thoughts, and now I'd like to know what yours are. What did you think of Daniel, or any Real Estate album for that matter? Thanks for tuning in. You all are the best. Don't forget to like, comment, and give a gentle but firm click on that subscribe button. It means a lot to us. And that about does it for today. So please do me a favor and have an amazing week. And we'll see you all again very soon, right here at the Vinyl Brotherhood.